All right. Well, why don't we get started? It is January 2025. Happy New Year, everybody. Today we're going to talk about double whistles. I have a variety of plays involving double whistles. We'll talk about the call that was made, but then we're going to talk about positioning and primary coverage areas and who takes what and hopefully learn something along the way. This play is going to happen near the division line. It ends up being a held ball. Let's go ahead and watch it and see what we think.
Jump ball, good possession, line zero.
What do you guys think? All right, don't be shy here, y'all.
You don't need three people on a held ball. Three officials.
Okay, so all three officials got into that play. I agree you don't need three officials on a held ball, but if you watch the play, and before I play it, so let's play it fast again. I'll turn the volume down a little bit. Okay, where are all the players?
Mostly in the front court.
All 10 of them are in the frame. They're all right in that play, whether they're involved with it or not, yes? So I'm okay with all three officials being there, maybe not quite that close into the scrum, but to show your presence that you're there helps. There's no other players that we're leaving behind. So I'm not as concerned about three officials being on this play. I'm not worried about that. What I see, and I'll keep playing, is obviously we got two whistles, right? The third official is in there just to show that he's there and maybe to help out. I don't think he blew his whistle. He didn't put his hand up. Do we need two whistles on this play?
Not really.
No.
Ball gets passed. We're just going to say, we'll stop it here and we'll say, okay, this is the center's area, correct?
Correct.
Absolutely.
We are in the front court. So it is the center's area. He's watching the play, which means Trail should be watching these possible players that could get involved, possible matchups. Yes?
Yep.
And our lead watching his area, which is just those two players there. Not a lot to see, but we're all focused, so we have all the players within our 6 eyes that we have out there. Okay, then as the play progresses, now it's getting a little, heated, it's the right word, but we still have the center watching this, right? We have no reason to believe that the center is not going to be watching this because he has been on it since it came over the division line. That means the Trail really should still be watching these players, maybe some players that are coming up from behind. Not saying that the Trail shouldn't be vigilant as to what's going on, but we have to worry about these other players as well. She can continue on and look up because those players aren't doing much. The lead has nothing to look at.
Absolutely.
Right? So the lead can look beyond in. So it is okay really to have all of us looking at this play as long as we're aware of our other players in our area. I think that's okay. This is where the action is. This is where it's getting heated. This is where we need to make sure that we don't let it get out of control. Naturally, our eyes are going to gravitate toward that action. Agreed?
Yes.
Right? Now we got more. Now there's 4 players in the pile. This kid kind of pulls out. And we got 2 whistles. Let me back it up real quick. It looks like we got a whistle by the center. Yes?
Yes.
I don't know what the center is calling at this point yet. I can make the assumption it's going to be a held ball, maybe a travel, but he has an open hand, so it's not a foul. But the center has a whistle. So why then does the trail come in with a whistle?
The guy in the stands has a held ball. See him? See him?
My point is, it's not really a simultaneous whistle. It was whistle, beep, and then beep. Now, maybe the hands came up after their whistle was sounded and it didn't look great, but it looks like one came after the other. If I know my partner has a whistle on a play, I'm not blowing my whistle. There's no need for me to blow my whistle and put my hand up. What? I've said this before. What is the purpose of putting your hand up in the air?
Stop the clock.
To stop the clock. You have a violation, stop the clock, and you have a foul, stop the clock, right? That's the purpose. That's it. So if you're going to blow your whistle because you want to start drawing more attention to the kids to make sure they don't get out of control, I'm okay with that, but you don't need to put your hand up. The clock's already been stopped. It doesn't make you look any more official, any more authoritative, not in my opinion. Just come running in, blow your whistle if you need to, if you think that that's appropriate. But since we do have 2 whistles, now we have to determine who gets to make the call. And whose call is this?
Center.
Center. Center's primary. Center blew his whistle first. Center has had this play since it came over the division line. It's center's call. Let center take it. Okay? That's easy, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then what happens?
Trail takes it.
Trail makes the call. Now, again, it's okay to come in and help. And I think the center probably had a held ball. But if the center blows his whistle, puts his hand up, let center make the signal as to what he's calling. Don't come in with the assumption maybe he had a travel and he didn't signal yet because there's a scrum. He wants to make sure all the kids are not doing anything they shouldn't be doing and they're okay before he makes the signal. Don't come in, because if he did have something other than a held ball, he's either going to be stuck with the call that you just came in and forced on him, or we're going to have a problem. He's going to say, oh, no, I had something else. And everyone saw you, a held ball, and now you're calling a travel, and now you're going to have issues on the court. These are little things, but these little things maybe rarely will blow up into something bigger. But if it does, it's something that's totally avoidable. So if we can train ourselves to simply do nothing, let our partner blow the whistle, let him have it, it never will blow up. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yep.
All right. Anything to add on that, or should we move on?
Move on.
All right.
Main West.
Everybody see what happened? I'm going to turn my volume up.
No.
I'm going to play it fast again, and then we'll slow it down.
Lead and center calls. No.
Okay, now the end result here looks pretty clean. We have what looks to be a shooting foul, and I've already marked it up for you, but whose primary coverage area is that?
Center.
Center. Now, does the lead have anything to look at this point?
No.
In his primary area, I'm saying?
It's empty, yeah.
Empty. So what's the lead going to look at? Everything that's in the paint over there on the center's area. So I understand the reason that there is a double whistle, right? Because again, you've got all the action. There's nothing else to watch. I'm going to go back here. There's nothing else to watch. So the lead sees the action because that's what the lead's watching. The center sees the action because it's the center's primary. So the center's got it. Center's got, I think, 9 of the 10 players in his area. So the lead can get this and come help, but there's 2 whistles. So this is no longer an issue as to, well, I got it because it was an open look or there was nothing else in my area or whatever reasoning you want. You have 2 officials that both have a call. Who takes it?
Should be the center.
Why? Why does the center take it?
His primary.
It's his primary.
It's his primary, yeah.
And it looks as though the lead, and I know lots of times when fouls happen in the paint, we as lead officials like to think that that's our paint. And it's not. It's shared. It's shared with the center. Shared for a reason because we can't see everything. In this particular case, it probably doesn't matter that it's shared. But it doesn't matter whether it works in this case or not. The rule here is, not in the rules book, but if it's on in your primary, then and you have a whistle, then you take it. The lead didn't even give the opportunity to the center. Walks right out, takes it. Now, I appreciate the confidence. And it looks like the lead had it the entire way. No one's going to question it. I think that's great. But really what we need to do is let the center take it. Now, again, the context of this game, maybe the center had 3 fouls in a row. I don't know, right? But this clip in itself, it's very easy. Double whistle. You recognize there's a double whistle. I recognize it's not my area. I drop my hand and let the center take it. The center doesn't drop it, doesn't drop it, doesn't drop it. They both drop basically at the same time. Very easy. Just drop your hand. You don't even need to point. This is something you really should pregame. This is, I talk a lot about pregames. I don't talk a lot about pregames. A lot of stuff we talk about in pregame doesn't help us in the game. However, something like this can be talked about in your pregame. Hey, if we've got a double whistle, let's try to let the primary official take it. Because once you blow your whistle, you put your fist up, right? Everything's stopped. Now I'm not have to, I'm going to hit a charge or I'm going to hit a block or I'm not in the moment. Now the moment's paused and we can take a moment to figure it out. So I would implore all of you in your pregame, when you're working with officials, partners that you don't normally work with, talk about double whistles. How are we going to handle double whistles? And I wouldn't just say, how are we going to handle it? I would suggest if it's the primary, if we have a double whistle, primary should take it. And then you can talk about whether if I have 3 calls in a row, maybe we can share. That's fine too. But as a rule of thumb, primary takes it. Okay. Anything to add on that, anyone? Okay. Everybody see that? I'm going to play it fast again, and then I'll break it down.
Oh, yeah.
And I chuckle at this clip because I see something funny. I'll tell you when I'm done talking. Okay, so we have a foul on a drive to the basket. Not really a drive, but kind of a post play, move to the bucket, right? And 13 White kind of sticks his hand in there and comes across the arm. Okay. First of all, who has the best look at this?
Lead.
Yeah.
Lead, right? When we say lead, because it's open to lead.
It's open to lead.
And if I'm being honest, I'm not sure how the center even has a whistle on this. I don't think the center can see whether that ball was blocked clean or was hit across the arm. You can make an assumption kind of based on what happens, but if I'm center on this play, I don't think I'm blowing my whistle. I don't know what happened. I know the lead knows. Do we agree with that assessment?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the first part is we need to be aware of what we can see and what we can't, and don't make the assumption. But the point now is we didn't have that situation. We had 2 whistles. Right? 1, 2. So who takes this call? It's not a matter of lead had the best look at it. We all agree lead had the best look. Lead probably knows exactly what happened, but who takes this foul on a double whistle? Center. It's center's area, right? So the foul happens here, which is center's area, right? So the center is watching this primarily. What is the lead watching? He's got 2 players on the other side of the lane and looking right through them at the play. So the lead has a good look and can take this. But since the center has a whistle with the lead, we have to defer to the center. And the center could call something that is wrong, and then it doesn't matter. That's the center's call. If you're letting him take it, as I think we should, whatever he calls, he calls. I don't think he didn't call this one wrong, but let's say he comes in with an offensive foul for whatever he sees, and totally wasn't what happened. It doesn't matter. That's the center's call. Do we agree?
Yep.
All right. I want to rewind again real quick here.
Hey, Josh.
Yes.
Is this where the saying, if he's going away, stay away, also kind of makes sense?
Yes. So that's kind of why I brought it up, because the play opens up to the lead. Here, let's get the slow version. Yeah, the play opens up to the lead. It's going away from the center. And so that way, that means really that the center can't see what's happening because it's going away from him. Go away, stay away. Has everyone heard that before?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you can't come in and get it if it's going away from you. Sometimes something happens that you do see and you can get it. 100%. But that going away, staying away helps you kind of train your brain to what should I call because I'll see it, or what should I call because it's not my area, but I saw it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he may have seen his 13's hand on his back too. So
maybe I'm not articulating it very well, but maybe that's what he had, maybe to push in the back. But all right. So now, as we come forward, yes, we got those 2. You can see center yelling, I got it, I got it, I got it. I don't know what he's yelling, but it's mine. I'll take it. And the lead says, oh, okay, that's fine. As he's doing that, look at the coach behind him. He's not sure who to yell at. And I chuckle because, let me go back to here. I chuckle because he thinks the lead has the call, because that makes the most sense even to the coach. Oh, wait, no, the center's calling it? Oh, I guess I got to complain. And you see he's going to him now like, oh, I guess you're the one to complain to.
Well, he called the ball to the end line.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Wasn't it going up?
Yeah, did I saw nobody signal 2 shots, and
he's pointing. Watch him.
He's pointing to the floor. That's what I see too.
He actually calls for the ball after that.
All right. To be fair, hard to tell if he started shooting or not, because that ball never really got into his hands.
Yeah.
Probably was his intent, but where does the act of shooting begin?
It's right in the block.
Yeah, I'm giving him 2 shots.
I'm giving him 2.
No.
Continuous motion.
Josh is giving him
That's
2.
a leg going up.
No.
If you think the foul is here, I would agree that's a shooting foul. If you think there's a foul here, I don't know, that could be out of bounds. Jim, to your point, if he's getting shoved in the back,
Yeah.
you might consider him not quite shooting yet.
Uh-huh.
Now, with that said, I generally lean toward he's shooting than he's not shooting, because most of the time these kids are shooting.
Yeah. Always.
But to be fair, it's a judgment call, and it happens all the time. So possible. Let's see if we can find another one. There was one I clipped. I don't think it was a double whistle, but it was not put in the right spot after. It was a shooting foul, I think, and it wasn't. It was lots of things were wrong with it. All right.
Embarrassed.
Here we go. Okay, bang, bang, block charge play, 2 whistles, and what looks to kind of be confusion.
Oh, block. He pointed block.
Luck for me. But
Okay,
Charge.
I honestly, if you're going to ask me my opinion, I can go either way on this.
He's still sliding. Watch. Oop, I'm going to step over.
black,
Anything but a
Black.
charge.
black.
Here, it looks like he has 2 feet on the ground. He's facing his opponent right before impact. He doesn't have to give time or distance,
Oh,
and he barrels into him. Okay, or you could say he's still sliding over to get to his spot, but he gets hit. Okay, it's so close. I can't tell you definitively
yeah.
one or the
Yeah.
other.
Watch that right foot.
So just pick one. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Once he
Doesn't
establishes legal guarding position, he's allowed to move. So don't tell me one
Yeah.
foot's still moving. But again, he might not have been quite there. It's too hard for me to tell on this. So my point is, make a decision, stick with it. Agreed?
Mhm. Agreed.
When the coach yells at you, because he will, one of them, they're going to yell at you as either a charge or as a block. Just make sure you have your story straight. Coach, I had him sliding into the space before he got hit. Or coach, he had a lead guarding position and then he was maintaining his position when he got hit, or however you want to put it. Either way, as long as you stick with it, don't make it a long conversation because you're not going to convince the coach. Okay, but let's go back to the double whistle. First of all, should we have 2 whistles on this play?
No.
Where's this play coming from?
From the
Center.
It's for the center area.
Okay, so the center's primary coverage area, following it all the way to the basket, contact happens. Whose play is this?
Center all the way.
You could say he's a secondary defender. That should be the lead.
yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine. But you have 2 whistles. Who takes it? If you have 2 whistles, it's got to be primary coverage. So the center is going to take this call. Whether the lead has more information because it's a secondary defender is irrelevant. Okay, now 2 whistles. And then look at center right away. What does he do?
Points to lead.
He's like, I don't want to make that call. It's too close. You do it. But then what does the lead do?
It's like, no, you take it.
Right back at you.
He's
He says,
pointing.
he says, no, you take it. So then,
Yeah.
as you see, he does signal block right here.
Yep.
Okay, the center. So he calls block. But then it looks like, what is he doing? Why are we putting our hand back up and walking in?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. I can't say it enough, guys. We put our hands up in the air with the whistle to stop the clock. It's not to do anything other than that. Once the clock is stopped and your hand is up, you can bring it down, and you don't have to put it back up to signify that you have a foul. And you already signaled block. So I don't know why he's doing that, but it looks a little almost confusing with the pointing and the you take it. It looks like the lead maybe didn't see that he signaled block because he said he's pointing a second time. Here, take it. You take it.
He's like, hey, hold on.
Because he's walking into the play, which
Right.
I can understand you want to walk in toward the play when you make the signal, but your lead is right there. And the lead's already given it up, as he should have, so good for him. Now you take care of your reporting business, your lead, and hopefully your trail, who's not going to be just standing at the division line, walks in as well, so you've got two bodies there kind of just being known to the players that we're here and nothing's going to happen. All right, everyone agree with that?
Do you think maybe he's walking in to get a second opinion, Josh?
After he signals block, I hope not. This means he just went block. This means, I get to take it. I've made my ruling. This is what it's going to be. And there's no more going to be, well, you know what? I'm not so sure. Let me go check with my partner.
Too late.
Okay. And even if you go up and you don't signal, I'm not going into my partner checking with my partner. If he says you got it and I blew my whistle, which means I have a ruling. I got to tell everyone what my ruling is. I have it. Oh, you blew your whistle? Okay, let's get together and talk about what happened. That does not going to help anything. Talking about this play is not going to make people believe you more. It's only going to make it worse because bang, bang, could be a block, could be a charge. Someone's not going to be happy no matter what you do. Make your ruling, move on. Does that make sense?
Made sense.
Did you see the end of the play? Because this is when things get screwed up because the ball went in.
Yeah.
I didn't clip it. I watched the game,
okay.
but no, I rarely go in and watch what they do after. And sometimes when I do, Tim, it makes the clip so long that I end up not clipping it. So I don't think about that. But maybe I should start doing that more and kind of see so we can talk about what happens after. That's a great suggestion, actually. I'll try and start doing that. All right, let me see. There's another one here which goes right into what I was just talking about here.
Whoa, so faster.
Oh, here, he made the call.
Okay, I'm going to play it fast again real quick, and then I'm just going to slow it down. And why don't you guys tell me what I want to talk about?
No, that's no man's land. What is a trail
I was
doing?
gonna jump ball.
Jump ball.
Okay, so we've got the shooter going up here, yes.
Lead's got a great look.
Lead does have a pretty good look through right
between
and his kid's getting sandwiched, and the lead is looking right through all of it. All right.
No verticality there.
Great verticality, right?
Yeah.
Can we? Well, the first kid's good verticality.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And if anyone is going to see this, if there's any push from behind, I realize his arms are draped all over him. Okay, but take the arms out. Take the arms out of it. If you're going to see any kind of push with a body from behind, who's going to see whether there's displacement?
Lead
has got a great look. The lead is wide, and he has got such a good look to get this. But then what happens?
The trail.
Center gets the call, and honestly, looking from where the center's head is, the center had a pretty good look at it too, except there's a few players in his way. But he probably had a good view of it. That's fine. And it doesn't look like, okay, it looks like the lead is starting to, he puts his hand up and goes right back down. Okay, so this needs a cadence whistle. Do we agree? If you as center see the kid gets clobbered, you can wait a second to let your lead get it. It's not going to make the foul any less severe. It's not going to make it any worse, I don't think. Chances are it doesn't. Just give it a second. He came in a little too quick here, but he probably had a good look. I'm okay with that. But what is Trail doing? I'm going to go back to the full view here. Why do we have? I wonder if a rotation just happened. That's what it looks like, doesn't it?
It may have, yeah.
It looks like the lead just went over because the official opposite table is at the center position and the official table side is at lead position. So that's got to be what happened. So that explains the positioning of the trail official. So, okay, I'm okay with him being there because he just didn't rotate out. So I'm not going to bring that into it. But center, boop, whistle right here. Yes, you see it right here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the trail, even though the trail says, oh yeah, maybe it's pretty close to the same time, should hear that whistle. And even if he starts putting air in the whistle, stop. You don't need to whistle. Your center has a whistle already. Then he comes running in, which was kind of a hard foul, I guess, right? He's draped over him. So I get that he comes running in. Okay, so I'm okay with all of this so far. I mean, I wouldn't have blown my whistle. I would have retracted to make sure, but fine. But then what happens? What are we talking about? What purpose is there to talk this out? No, I mean, unless it is a travel foul situation where a travel came first, you got two fists in the air. You don't need to discuss, well, who do you have the foul on? You have the foul on? Oh, then we better go double foul. We better go multiple foul. We better go. Really? Are you guys following me on this? I don't understand the purpose of discussing what happened. Center blew his whistle. Center's call. Let center take it. Because it's lead's area. Yes?
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is you got three officials with three guys and there's seven other guys somewhere else and they're not being watched. So that could be a problem too.
And the guy with
the shooter falls to the floor. Someone's got to be watching that shooter just to make sure. I mean, he's by himself, I guess, but we're going to be kind of watching that shooter fall down. Okay? That's when you come in and you say, you got it, I got it. Now, if the discussion is my call, your call, that's one thing. But it looks like they're having a discussion about as to who fouled who. I don't care. One official make the ruling and let's move on.
push.
Agreed or no?
Yep. Yeah.
Post, hold, see who's got the best, who's the PCA, and then drop it.
And whoever the lead is, don't let these two overshadow you, because that's exactly what's happening here.
Yeah, nothing.
I get it if you're a newer official or maybe a little inexperienced or maybe trying to work your way in, or maybe if that's the case, but still, if you're going to be timid, you're not going to work your way up being timid. You have to have just a little bit more gumption and insert yourself. I think if lead, because lead does look, he does that little boop. Oh, yeah, but okay. I think if lead sees, oh, there's a whistle here. Oop, I'm going up. Lead can come in strong and say, I'm taking this.
Yeah, but
yes.
But he didn't come in at all.
He didn't even raise his hand.
No, I think he was intimidated by these two. We got two alpha type officials. I don't mean that in a bad way. Just that they're, they came in, they've got it. They're not going to let anyone. So he probably was. All right. Good on that one.
Yep.
All right. Let's do this one. This is a good one, I think.
Well,
Pass and crash. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Here it is again.
So cool.
Pass.
That's soft.
I'm
I got
glad you
nothing.
said that, Frank, because I agree.
I got nothing either.
His knee bent.
Yeah.
He watch his knee. His knee just goes, "Oop, I'm gonna fall backwards."
And the guy tried to hesitate too. Like, that's soft.
Now, anyone calling a flop on that?
I mean, he hit him.
I got a no call.
I don't think this is a flop. I think there's enough contact to cause him to fall, but I don't think that the contact is enough to call a player control foul. Now, by rule, it is. There was contact into a player, caused some displacement. Okay, by rule, it's a player control, but I feel as though it wasn't enough. It was kind of the kid, for the most part, stopped, and I think the white player was like, he was going to fall. He had his mind made up. He saw him coming, right?
Yeah, of course he's going to fall. He's trying to draw a foul.
All right. So we agree on that. I'm glad you brought it up because I didn't want to bring it up. So we've got crash here. Can you see?
Center.
You've got the trail. Obviously, the trail's the one who called it, but he's got his hand up.
The center who hasn't worked his way
Center,
down.
center too.
And the center has a whistle. Now, at least his hand is up. It sounded like one whistle. But this means we've got a double whistle on this play.
Yeah, center.
Where did the play happen? I'm sorry. Where did the foul happen?
Lead.
Lead's area. But what is lead watching?
Ball.
So the lead has to stay. Doesn't mean the lead can't come get this if he sees it, but the lead has to stay with the ball, the pass. So who picks up the crash? Now this is a transition play, so it makes it even more difficult.
Should have been the C.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, the center is going to pick up the crash.
And he does.
Okay, now that's usually assuming everyone's in their regular position, but the center has the whistle. I think if the center were to run in like the lead, like the trail ran in, it would have looked good, and the center could have taken that call. Now the lead came in without any hesitation and sold it, so it looked good. It doesn't look like there's a, oh my goodness, who's got this, who's got that, and the center puts his hand down right away, letting him take it. So I thought it was handled very well.
Yeah.
But I do think, again, if we are thinking as officials, when do I get to take this call? When do I not get to take it? Those centers should have said, this is my call. I'm coming in to get it. And the trail would say, oh, yeah, okay, another whistle. That's not my call. Let the center take it. Now, again, maybe they had 3 fouls in a row and they were tired of blowing their whistle. And that's fine. I get that. But this play alone, I think, lead takes the pass, center takes the crash. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Play it fast again.
I hate when we don't have a preliminary signal. No idea. We just got a foul. No idea.
Frank, if I'm being honest, I'm about 50-50 when it comes to preliminary signals. I need to do a better job. We all do. It's just one of those things where it's obvious to me who the foul's on, so I'm not signaling, but it might not be obvious to everyone else watching, right? So that's the whole kind of reason we need to
Amen to that.
to signal. So a good point to bring up.
No idea. We shooting, not shooting? No idea.
And that was a late call too.
Easy.
Well, better late than never. Oh, we do got a double whistle here.
Double whistle, lead and center. Who takes it?
Well, it was
Came
coming
from-
into the center. I think that
these-
would be the center, but
Technically, as we split that lane down the line, that is center's call. But then what happens? After the whistle is blown, what do you see? Look at the lead.
Really take it and go.
Yeah.
Right away, he taps his chest. I got it.
Yeah.
So, okay.
He was a lot closer. He half the distance.
And if you watch the play, it started in lead.
Right.
yeah.
And he gives a little spin move around the other side. So really the lead is watching this and has all the information. And the
And he's
lead probably knows.
He definitely has a great look at the play. There's no doubt.
And the lead probably knows, I know exactly what happened. I watched this entire play, start, develop, finish. I'm not going to let my partner come in here because I don't know what he's going to call. I know exactly what happened. And so he takes it. I think that's good.
Good communication.
Yeah, the lead did a good job because he closed down too, and he got in between so he could see the play.
And,
If you watch him closing down.
he closes down into the play so he gets a better look.
Right there.
And this is what I like about this play more than anything. The pat on the chest. Walking to go get the foul, the pat on the chest. I personally, and there's nothing wrong with it if you want to do it this way, but I personally do not like the pointing. You take it, you take it, you take it. It looks awkward. It looks indecisive. It just looks like, no, I don't want it. I want you to have it. Right? When you tap your chest, I got it. It's mine. That's not indecisive. That's, I own this and I want it. That's confidence. I like doing that much better than pointing.
Gotcha.
And then the center just drops his hand, puts his hand down because there's no reason to do anything else. Oh, okay.
All right.
I thought this was honestly a well-executed double whistle. Who gets it? Who takes it? Perfect. All right, let's do one more. Just going to see if I can get a bonus clip in here. Maybe two more. What do you guys see?
I see a man not hustling to the table.
Ball comes in. It's not a great angle because of the video. You know, it's probably AI. They don't do very well. I'm going to assume this was the foul here.
Girl reaching from the
Yeah,
Oh, no, here it is. The girl in front of her. See there? She whacks her on the arm.
Yeah.
the one.
Number 3, I think her number is.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom.
That's a foul.
Now, we had the lead and the center both blow their whistle. Does the lead have a good view? Probably, because he's on the
probably.
other side of the lane, right?
Yeah.
Does the center have a good view?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the center has a great view.
Yeah.
Trail's got a
Okay.
good view, too.
So I'm okay with 2 whistles here. I get it. I understand it. But we have 2 whistles now, so who takes it?
Center.
Center. We already know this from this whole meeting. It happens in the center's primary. Center takes it. But as this progresses, and you see lead emerge here, he emerges here. He's looking back to get his number. Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you see center was like, oh, I'll come and get it. But it looks as though lead is completely unaware that there is another whistle. It didn't look like there was any communication to each other. Who takes it, who doesn't, and just walks. My point of this video is you have to be whistle aware. You have to know whether there's 2 whistles because I've seen many clips. I don't know why I don't have any today. Maybe they're because I got rid of them because they're too embarrassing. Where 2 officials go to report the foul
Yeah.
because both officials weren't whistle aware. Both of them thought that their whistle was the only whistle. And that gets embarrassing. So here we have the center who was whistle aware and sees that the lead's not okay. The lead's going to take it. then he just hangs back, and that's fine. The center knows that's my call. The center starts to walk to take the call and sees that the lead doesn't have a clue, and then just lets the lead take it for the sake of the crew and the sake of the, what's the word, the integrity of those officials, stands back and just lets it, okay, lead's got it, and we move on, even though it should have been center's call. Agreed? Last double whistle play.
Wainwright at DePaul. He indicated that that's when Wainwright, kind of knew that Tom Kleinschmidt was going to go into coaching, and he did emphasize the whole relationship aspect of it. That's a travel before the shot went up.
Okay, double whistle. And if you heard the announcer say that was a travel.
Wainwright at DePaul. He indicated that that's when Wainwright, kind of knew that Tom Kleinschmidt was going to go into coaching, and he did emphasize the whole relationship aspect of it. That's a travel before the shot went up.
Okay. Now, did you see the lead?
Yeah, he had a foul.
Yeah, he had his arm up.
He had a fist in the air, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he had a foul. Obviously, there was a travel by the center. This might be a situation where you want to have a brief conversation, and not necessarily a conversation, but a come in and say, no, I got to travel first. I mean, I don't, maybe he said this. I can't hear what the officials are saying on the floor, but I'm going to be loud and I'm going to make sure everyone can hear me that I have a travel first. He traveled first. Travel before the foul.
Yep.
Okay? Because this is where this is a 35-17 game, so nobody cares. But if you got a close game, you're going to have a coach who sees he got fouled. I think that's a foul, right? Puts his hand on his shoulder, kind of lands on top of him. That's a foul. But the kid traveled beforehand. So the travel call is the correct call on this. But you still are going to have to give some kind of explanation or announcement so the coach knows, yes, it was a foul, but he traveled first, so the foul doesn't matter.
The trail had his arm up too.
Yeah, you got a triple whistle.
Triple whistle.
Yes.
I guess it's okay. The trail has it. I think the trail shouldn't have a whistle on this. The trail should probably wait. Cadence whistle. If you really see it, you can come in late with it, I think. So again, I don't know if the official came in and did that, and he might very well have. But just for our purposes, if you're going to have something like that, either come in and I usually have some kind of eye contact with my partner. Just say, I got it. And I make sure they see that I have an open hand. And that way they know that I got to travel first before I even announce it. All right, bonus clip. Who wants a bonus clip?
Baby, oh yeah.
Roll it.
Frank wants two of them.
This clip was sent to me from my game on Tuesday. It was a 30-point runner from basically the first quarter. And there was one play. This clip, now it was recorded by the coach off of his computer screen, so it's not the best quality.
Whoa.
Okay, but this one clip is the only play of the night that caused some controversy. And it wasn't controversial. It was simply like, why is that a foul? Can you tell me why that's a foul? And the coach really wanted to learn, why it was called, and so he could teach his kids. I'm going to play it, and I'm going to see what you think. Hopefully you can see it well enough with the quality. Did you see it?
He put his hands in his chest, right?
It happens in front of the coach on the table side.
Yep. Right there.
Right there.
Look at it.
The big
Now-
guy put both hands in his chest.
Now, before I play it slow, I have a few little markings on here, but before I play it slow, the coach's argument was, how is that a foul? He's a cutter. He's cutting to the basket. They just happened to run into each other. He's not screening him because that's what he called an illegal screen. He's not screening. He's a cutter. That was the argument.
Isn't there a rule about where your hands have to be like shoulder width or something along those lines when you cut through when your player's moving without the ball?
No.
No.
You just have to be inside your frame of your body.
That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
So you can't be outside the frame, and you also can't extend, outward, forward, because that's not within your frame either. But, when people are coming at you, you tend to put your arms up to, not necessarily to push, but to protect yourself.
He's cutting, but I mean, you can't cut through the defender. The defender had legal guarding position.
Both of them.
Well, I don't think the defender did. Look at this. This kid is running toward the ball right now. Maybe he has legal guarding position right now. Maybe he doesn't. It's too hard to tell because he's not really the defender at this point. Do we agree?
Okay,
so it looks though, if you see number 4, White, is starting to turn because I believe the coach that he was going to cut. He was going to run his route toward the basket. But it looks like he looks right at this moving opponent and then just goes right into him.
Yeah.
And causes contact.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I thought he actually went a little, took an extra step there, the blue team, the away team. So
now the question is, can you call that, if he's a cutter, can you call that an illegal screen? He's not screening. And I say a screen.
Yeah, but it's like a guy that dribble handoff and he's going through. That's a
okay,
screen.
But a screen doesn't say that a screen is something set by someone who's intending to screen a player.
Right.
No, it says a screen is legal action, right? That causes a delay or prevents an opponent from reaching a position without causing contact. I'm paraphrasing. So what did he do to that player? And that player was a moving player, yes?
Made contact.
Yeah.
Did he delay that opponent or prevent him from reaching his desired position?
Yep.
Did he cause contact?
Yes.
That's illegal.
That's illegal. Yep.
I mean, the defender has just the same right. He's coming to show. He's trying to get on the other side so that his teammate doesn't get blocked off. It's a show.
Now, the argument that I made initially is incidental contact. I'm watching this real live time. It looks like they both are just going in a direction and they just run into each other. That's incidental. Yeah. There's no foul there. But when I cut this, I do think he ends up looking right at him. Oh, he's coming this way. Now he's supposed to cut, but you know what? The opportunity is presenting itself. I can knock this kid off and then I can come over. Maybe I'll get a pass this way.
Yeah, 2 for 1.
So he took the opportunity that was presented to him, but it was illegal. Right. Do we agree with that?
Yeah.
Now, my other explanation was to the coach, because again, I had said that's a play, honestly, I think most of us are going to miss. We're just going to pass on it because we don't know who ran into who. It's too hard, in my opinion, to really pick that up live. But sometimes, and the center happened to look, because I talked to the center after the game, and he said once the dribbler passed the ball away, there's a lot of plays that happen around when you pass the ball and you set an illegal screen. He honed right in on that. And I told the coach, sometimes an official looks at the right spot at the right time to get the right call. It just happens to be I'm looking right at it and I see all the information I need to see, and I just happen to be looking at it and I got it. And I think the center watched it all, knew exactly, saw him look right at him, saw him go right at him, saw him take that contact, where if you're not watching that and you kind of see them collide, oh, well, I got nothing because I don't know who did who. So it's important to have, especially on a dribbler coming in, passing the ball away. It's good to have two officials on that play so one can get the ball and the other one can get the one who just got rid of it. Kind of like on a pass and crash. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I thought that was good that the center got that too, because all the players were on one side and the center's got all the people in front of him. So C looked right through and he saw it, I get, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It seemed like all those plays looked the same, but the whole point is when you have a double whistle, how do you handle the double whistle? It shouldn't be I had a better look, or, he's more confident than I am, or whatever. It should be a set of rules that we follow, so it's always the same in every situation. Do we make that point?
Yep.
All right. Hopefully we did. All right. Well, February is coming up next. I'm going to share the schedule so you can see it. February's off-ball fouls. Off-ball, did you see it? And hopefully from this meeting, we're going to learn how to make sure, one, to not follow the ball. We don't want to be ball watchers, right? And how to get the off-ball action, because lots of illegal activity happens off-ball. Lots of incidental activity happens off-ball that doesn't require a whistle, but we still need to see it and know that it's not a foul. So hopefully we'll have some good plays to discuss, and it should be, as always, riveting conversation. You guys were a little bit quiet today, I thought. All right, well, thanks for coming on, guys.
All right, Josh.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Josh.
Great rest of the week.
I got to get a few more Facebook plays out there. I didn't put any Facebook plays out this month.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, Josh. Good night.
See ya.